name is Susan Sharko, and I'm a teaching assistant at Orange Ulster BOCES Career and Technology Center. For most of the 14 years I've been at BOCES, I've been basically just watching students as they're at the computers or taking tests, and I do a lot of sitting, which is a big change from when I was a gardener. And therein is where the pain started. As a gardener, I hauled and picked up bales of peat moss that were too heavy, or moved them, when I should have had somebody else. But in that particular situation, somebody else didn't show up, and so I got angry and I yanked it. And I pulled muscles in my... When I started at BOCES 14, 15 years ago, I think my spine was compromised already from bashing it around between gardening and picking up heavy pots and snow shoveling and getting carried away, because I get restless. I'm a very active person. I don't sit around well. I feel like a motor that just going to chew myself up if I don't keep going. So sitting around watching snow fall and not get out when I really want to, I get itchy. I want to do things, so I get carried away. And at one point, I actually developed a clunk in my left hip. Even though all the pain was on the right side, I would walk and I could feel my hip going clunk, as though it was, hopping over some bump in the hip bone. And it got to the point where I was so tired from the pain and just managing the pain that I was exhausted, absolutely exhausted. And even though I was going to another medical clinic, all they could do was give me just a painkiller, which, works briefly, and I was very afraid that I would get used to it. So I came to Dolson Avenue. And now I'm at the point where pain is gone. I mean, the pain was to the point where, at 0 to 10, it was 10. Now, I hover around 1, 2. If I really get carried away with gardening or moving pots in the greenhouse, I can maybe make it to 3 on the pain level. But a visit with Dolson Avenue Medical, and that's all taken care of. And what's most impressive is that the acupuncturist diagnosed me in exactly the same way that I diagnosed myself, and what a therapeutic massage therapist who had been massaging acupressure points said was, my gallbladder meridian is compromised. And bada bing, bada bump, so did the acupuncturist here. And so when I leave here, sometimes I feel like I'm floating on air instead of walking with gravity. And that only happens when I get a really wonderful massage and a soak in a long hot tub. So I can't say enough for the combined efforts of everybody. And I used to dance, and now I can consider dancing again, So that means a lot. That really means a lot, to be able to go to our open air music festivals and just stand up and dance with everybody else is going to mean a lot for me. So, thank you, Dolson Avenue Medical.